Velasquez in motion. He'll drop again. Lob it down the middle. Incomplete. Good coverage as Velasquez surrounded that time by a trio of Marauders led by A.J. Ring, Mendek, and Rogers.
Rick Cadez, number 21, was pointing towards Striz saying, look at me, I'm wide open. Velasquez found his way into triple coverage. Straight drop back pass again for Ian Striz. He launches this one way up in the air high, but that just gives the defensive backs more time to run underneath it, as Velasquez might have been open just for a second, but then all that coverage surrounded him, and it was incomplete.
Second down. Coming out throwing, it's tipped in the air and nearly caught. That one got tipped at the line of scrimmage. There's a little look-in pattern to Velasquez, and somebody got a hand up for the Marauders.
And Ian Striz is real lucky there wasn't a Carlson defender closer to possibly intercept that ball as it was popped up after the tip. And now a 3rd down and 10 situation for Melvindale, and I'm sure Scott Ash had different situations in mind for this half than 3rd down and long plays for this young quarterback.
7:08 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, 6-0, the Melvindale Cardinals with the ball and the lead. And Bob Zahari along with Rick Chapo and Jace Ruster down on the field. Rolling. And throwing deep. And he threw it out of bounds. He had him wide open, and he was on the run. That's a tough throw. I don't care who you are. That's a tough throw for a quarterback. And what happened is his momentum probably forced him, when he let go of that ball, to throw it out of bounds, and that's what happened.
There's a roll to his right. Now Striz is going to throw. Mendek is having a whole lot of trouble covering Velasquez one-on-one as he turned him around again. And possibly, had the ball been on the money, that could have been a very long gainer.
Yeah, that was the old down and out, the pump fake by the quarterback and then turn it upfield. Low snap. And the punt is off. And no roughing the kicker. No roughing the kicker is called. The official right there waved it off. And somehow Bruno got that one away. And a pretty good kick, too. It's down at the 21-yard line.
Looked like it was possibly going to be a block punt there. What? Ken Bruno, number 20, it wasn't the snap he was looking for. He had to pick the ball up on one hop. And then a couple of Carlson players ended up making contact, but the referee didn't think it was roughing the pass, the kicker rather. And now Carlson will be taking over 1st down and 10, coming back the other way.
Yeah, Bruno just did a good job of getting that one off, and then he almost got the double bonus, almost got the roughing the kicker call. Marauders at their 21. They used a ground-oriented drive and took the ball, their first possession of the second half, at their own 27-yard line. 10 plays, took it deep down into Cardinal territory, but turned it over on downs at Melvindale's 24-yard line. What they've got to do is they've got to make that drive sustain itself. They get down there and they get in that red scoring zone or right around that red scoring zone, and for some reason, that's when they quit getting that big line surge. Of course, a lot might have to do with the Melvindale defense coming through there and making some big plays in the backfield. Now keep the ball on the ground again, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Tried Brett LeBate, number 21 that time. Carl Mbopoulos, number 51, was the first hitter for the Melvindale Cardinals.
Carlin Boplis and Ken Bruno lead this team in tackles. And that's what you expect out of this Melvindale defense that runs a 5-2. They try to let those guys get through and make some plays. And it's going to bring up 4th down as they try the off-tackle play to Dan Sweats.
Good defensive surge by Melvindale, as the things that Carlson was doing that were succeeding on the last drive, they seemed to have made some type of adjustment and stop that inside play. And now Melvindale would figure to get pretty decent field position depending on how good of a kick they get here.
Jim McDonald on the sideline and Scott Ash on the near side. As Jim Mendek will boot it away. Velasquez lets it bounce in front of him, and that's a mistake. That's where you got to get up there and make the play on the football. That cost them almost 15 yards as the ball hit outside the 40, and now it's down inside the 30-yard line at the 28. I asked Scott